Tonight on CTV News at 6. A second person has now died as a result of her injuries following a fatal crash in Sturgeon Falls over the weekend. Plus, Sudbury police are targeting drivers who don't stop for the school bus.
Drivers have had to grab the children's jackets so that they wouldn't get off the bus.
They warn failure to stop could net you a hefty fine and a loss of points. And we've got new numbers regarding the homeless in Nipissing.
62% of those numbers are actually male. 60% of them are actually adults.
According to officials, there is a slight drop compared to the year before.
CTV News at 6 with Tony Rima and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Tony is off. We begin tonight in West Nipissing, where a second person has died as a result of that fatal crash in Sturgeon Falls over the weekend. The victim has been identified as a 15-year-old girl. Police were called to Nipissing Street Saturday after two vehicles collided. A 62-year-old Sudbury woman was pronounced dead at the scene, and a 15-year-old in the other vehicle was rushed to hospital with life-threatening injuries. 3 others have been hospitalized with serious injuries. Police say the investigation is ongoing. A 58-year-old Virginia town man is facing a charge of arson. It all stems from a structure fire on October 5th in which first responders found a home engulfed in smoke and flames. According to the OPP, the building wasn't occupied at the time. The accused remains in custody and will appear for a bail hearing tomorrow. We're learning more about the potential loss of federal jobs here in Northern Ontario. According to the Public Service Alliance of Canada, at least 800 of its members across Ontario, excluding the Capital National Region, have already received workforce adjustment notices. The notices inform employees that their services may no longer be required due to restructuring and budget cuts. While the union is aware that some in our region have received notice, they say the total number of Northern Ontarians impacted is still undetermined. Northern College says it'll be working with a school in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to advance mining education for students at Saudi Mining Polytechnic. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
Northern College officials say their institution has an international reputation with the mining industry on a global scale, and a new partnership with a school in Saudi Arabia will only strengthen it.
We're trying to share the legacy and history of the Haley Berry School of Mines of Northern College with the world. So we're engaging with partners around the world to help them benefit from some of our programs, and also help us expand our footprint and create additional partnerships for Northern College that will help with other activities such as international student recruitment and other engagements.
Earlier this month, the college's president, Mitch Dumas, attended the Future Minerals Forum in Riyadh to sign a memorandum of understanding with Saudi Mining Polytechnic, a post-secondary institution based in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
The Kingdom is trying to encourage local capacity building, and that's something that we will be very happy to contribute to. We will hopefully be discussing offering some opportunities in Saudi or some in Timmins for Saudi participants to come over and spend time here. And we can offer some of our programs as well as field visits or placements or other opportunities for them.
The college will share curriculum, provide expertise in program creation, and collaborate on research initiatives, which officials say will benefit both institutions and the economies they support. Baghdadi says the college has plans to sign more memorandums of understanding with other institutions in different locations, and he says he will update the public as more information becomes available. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, South Porcupine.
Sudbury was the final stop for the provincial government's committee to hear pre-budget consultations. CTV's Angela Gemmel has more.
It was a full day's schedule for the province's Standing Committee on Finance and Economic Affairs as they heard from 18 representatives on the final day of pre-budget consultations.
It's a budget for the whole province, not for different areas, so how we can put that all together to deal with the challenges that the people in Ontario are facing.
Made up of the same political party proportions as the legislature, the committee has visited 11 cities over the past few months. The chair, Oxford MPP Ernie Hardman, says they're gathering input on what the public wants to see addressed in the budget.
There are not that many differences in what we're hearing around the province, except the uniqueness of the area you're in. We hear challenges in North that are different than the South. How they solve the problem is got to be addressed, but the problem is the same.
First to present was the head of the Greater Sudbury Chamber of Commerce. She wants the province to finish four-laning Highway 69, and she used the committee members' recent travel issues to drive home her message.
I think everybody in this city has experiences with delayed or canceled flights or highway closures that affect their lives every day. So it's very important to sort of reiterate that point.
A member of Laurentian University's Board of Governors asked for a $25 million investment to fix and upgrade the Haino Tahani Pool. The only Olympic-sized swimming facility in the region has been closed since March 2020.
The pool was fully utilized, but not by Laurentian, by the general community. And I keep saying Laurentian used it this much, the community used it this much. So we have the stats and numbers. It's kind of a no-brainer.
The chair says the details presented throughout the consultations will be compiled into a report for the finance minister. The provincial budget is expected to be presented at the end of March. Angela Gamble, CTV News, Sudbury.
Problem drivers and school buses, the latest target of the traffic unit under the Sudbury Police. Investigators say some drivers simply aren't stopping and it's posing a risk to children. CTV's Elena Everson reports.
4 lanes of traffic stop for this school bus as students safely board the bus along Paris Street. Greater Sudbury Police say this area is just one where some drivers don't stop for school buses on a daily basis.
Primarily in areas that are four-lane roads, so similar to Paris Street. We're here out in front of 1960 Paris, which is a stop where there's numerous school buses that stop in the morning and afternoon. Falconbridge Road is a problem area. Lawrence Street is a problem area.
The Sudbury Student Services Consortium says some buses have cameras, and when drivers run the stop arm and flashing red lights, pictures are forwarded to police.
Our drivers have had to grab the children's jackets so that they wouldn't get off the bus because they were seeing cars coming through. So yes, it is putting students at risk. Some of them pass the school bus to the right and some to the left.
So if there's 4 lanes of traffic on a roadway, all traffic must stop when a school bus has its lights on and the stop arm out.
Police say along Paris Street this morning, they charged 1 driver for not stopping. 2 they observed but were unable to pull over. And 1 other shocking incident.
An officer had a car pulled over behind a school bus with its lights on and somebody drove through. So it's becoming a real problem that people just aren't paying attention to school bus lights.
The fine for not stopping for a school bus with red flashing lights is $490 and 6 demerit points. Elena Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
Time for our first check on weather. CTV's Rick Wyman joins us now from the Weather Center. All right, Weather Wyman, I need some sunshine and warmer weather. What do you got?
Gave you the sunshine for today. The warmer weather, as I said last night and earlier this evening, Ian, comes your way Sunday for sure. You'll get a hint on Saturday, so Saturday, Sunday, even Monday. Systems map right now, some light precipitation, few centimeters right across the northeast for tomorrow, but a very cold night tonight. Cold this evening, cold early tomorrow morning. Then we get rid of that nonsense and move into the weekend where the temperatures will warm up. We'll get some sunshine. I know you can't wait for the 7-day forecast, Ian, but it is going to be nice. Back to you.
Pins and needles. Thanks so much, Rick. Well, if you think this weather has been downright polar as of late, at least someone's liking it. The amazing team over the Cochrane Polar Bear Habitat posting these pictures of Henry lounging in the sun and snow. Looks like he is having an absolute wonderful time. Glad someone's digging it there, Henry. Speaking of weather, let's now go to a live shot of the Miners Memorial near downtown Elliott Lake. This shot coming courtesy of the city of Elliott Lake, where it is looking downright frosty. There it is. That lake looks to be pretty solid. I know we saw a snowmobile earlier going across, enjoying the weather earlier. We'll head back to Rick to see how long that weather is going to last. Stay with us. You're watching CTV Northern Ontario.
Fuel your Fridays with CTV and Pure Country. Enter online for a chance to win a $100 gas gift card. Fuel your Fridays. Powered by CAA. Life isn't one size fits all. Neither is CAA.
Sault Ste. Marie police are reminding the public to keep snowmobiles off railroad tracks. They say they've received several reports of people illegally riding the rails in snow machines. Police say it constitutes trespassing and is simply unsafe. Stick to approved trails and use designated railway crossings when required. Those caught riding along railways could face criminal charges and fines. Algoma Steel and South Korean sub-manufacturer Hanwha Ocean have competition. German manufacturer TKMS has signed an agreement with Seaspan Shipyards. The Vancouver-based Seaspan is currently involved with maintenance on the country's Victoria fleet of submarines. The deal, if TKMS wins the tender, would have Seaspan as the support and maintenance provider of the future fleet. It would also open up potential for the Canadian operation to become a maintenance supplier to other countries. This announcement comes just days after Hanwha Ocean signed a similar agreement that would see investments of $345 million in Algoma Steel's operations if they won the bid. We're learning more about an Ontario charity that's now under investigation by the OPP. As CTV's John Woodward reports, it received money from a scandal-plagued government fund, and a W5 investigation found donated clothes it received didn't go where you might expect.
Jake's House was a resource for families with autistic children, offering housing in a facility north of London, Ontario, and community.
It's a wonderful opportunity for families who have members that have autism.
That facility closed last year after Ontario's Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services ended a $9.3 million funding agreement with the charity. The 27 residents sent packing.
I wish we could stay here for another couple of years, but it's really emotional to me.
Exactly why that funding was pulled was a mystery then, but this week it emerged that Ontario's Treasury Board Secretariat had conducted an audit and referred its findings to the Ontario Provincial Police, which said in a statement they were looking into transfer payments from the ministry, including finances and contracts. Founders Irenka and David Bodanis didn't return CTV's messages for comment. Last year, the charity's executive director insisted she knew of no good reason to be concerned about its finances.
We've done a lot of really good things here at the home, and it's absolutely heartbreaking.
At the time, Jake's House was also receiving $3.5 million from Ontario's Controversial Skills Development Fund, the same fund under a microscope by the legislature's Integrity Commissioner, looking into whether Labour Minister David Piccini played favourites while doling out grants to his party's friends and donors. It's the second police investigation into a Skills Development Fund recipient. Jake's House was also featured in a W5 series in 2024, looking into clothing donation bins. Through tracking, W5 found that a company collecting donated clothes on the charity's behalf packaged and sold them in bales, some ending up as far away as North Africa. Ontario's opposition leader accusing the province of failing to do proper due diligence into organizations before committing millions of dollars. A government spokesperson says it acted when its standards weren't met, saying the active investigation into this organization demonstrates that these accountability processes are working. Jake's House had plans to reopen. Now its operations are controlled by a receiver in a process supervised by Ontario's Superior Court. John Woodward, CTV News.
There are over 450 people homeless and living on the streets in the Nipissing district. Facilities and agencies teamed up for what's called Nipissing Counts. It's compared to 530 homeless in 2024. Social services officials say that means that no full survey was completed, making it difficult to directly compare the results to 2024 figures. On the night of the count, around 130 homeless people were staying in emergency or violence against women's shelters, which includes families and children. Over 150 people were in unsheltered locations, including encampments and vehicles. Over 90 people were in public facilities such as healthcare, treatment, or correctional facilities, and around 75 were in transitional housing.
62% of those numbers are actually male. 60% of them are actually adults between the age of 35 and 64. So there's a general demographic that is actually homeless.
King notes the data will be used to highlight the need for housing and homelessness funding to provincial and federal government representatives. Well, last Saturday, Turtle Pond Wildlife Center got a call to help rescue an animal with more fur than shell. CTV's Madison Merrier reports.
At around 8 p.m., Gloria Morissette received a call from a man who struck a wolf while driving on Highway 17 in Hager.
They really went to the 9th degree to find someone to help. They called all over the place trying to find help because these guys did not want to dispatch this animal. She was, well, you saw how beautiful he is. It turns out it's a male, but how beautiful he is.
OPP constables and the driver were able to assist Turtle Pond locate and safely get the wolf out of the minus 30-degree weather.
We wouldn't have been able to do it, just the two of us. So it was really nice that the constables were able to stay and that Blake hung around and waited for us to come. So yeah, it all just worked out. It was great. Yeah, they were really, really nice individuals to deal with, and they were genuinely concerned about the animal's welfare.
Once the crew captured the wolf, they sent him to Aspen Valley Wildlife Sanctuary for a vet assessment and x-ray, where it was determined the wolf's back legs were broken.
The vet from National Wildlife Center, where we sent him for the surgery, actually found that there was some infection in one of the broken legs that he has. So his prognosis is still guarded, but if he is recovered, he's going to be released probably in spring, summer, or fall, depends on how long he takes in the rehab program.
Dr. Sherry Cox really needs the nod as well. She's part of the National Wildlife Center, and she's the one that services all us. She really helps all the animals.
The driver of the vehicle is a member of the Canadian Armed Forces and asked to name the wolf Vimy in memory of a military police dog who passed away in 2021. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Back now for a check on the current conditions with Rick Wyman. And Rick, last night was a cold one, even here in the studio.
No problem for the Wolves and the Coyotes in and around Greater Sudbury and throughout Northeastern Ontario. They love it. Let's check out our forecast radar right now. Light precipitation this evening and overnight in some sectors, but not too serious to worry about, but it will be cold this evening. Let's take a look at our current temperatures right now. Kicking things off in Moosonee, minus 19, minus 21 in Cochrane, minus 20 in Timmins, and minus 20 in Kapuskasing. How about Chapleau, minus 20, a few clouds in Wawa, minus 18, minus 16. Clear skies in Sault Ste. Marie. Parry Sound, a few clouds kicking around at minus 18 as well. In North Bay, minus 20, mainly cloudy. Temiskaming Shores, minus 20. Minus 20 in Kirkland Lake. That's the perfect hat trick right there. Minus 20 throughout. And, of course, Greater Sudbury, minus 19. Espanola, minus 18. Elliott Lake, minus 19. Minus 20 on the peripheral. Minus 19 in Gore Bay. 7-day forecast. And now our pick of the day coming up just minutes away, Ian.
Thanks, Rick. Next on CTV News at 6. More layoffs in the Ontario auto sector, this time in Oshawa, involving General Motors. And Pierre Poilievre will face a leadership vote as the Conservative Convention gets underway in Calgary. Canadian mining company Vizsla Silver says 10 individuals have been taken from its mine site in Concordia, Mexico. In a statement, the Vancouver-based company says the incident is currently under investigation and that information remains limited. The statement adds that local authorities have been notified and that the company's crisis management and security response teams are actively engaged. As a precautionary measure, certain activities at and near the site have been temporarily suspended. The Panuco mine project is located in an area the company calls the emerging Western Mexico Silver Belt. General Motors is laying off another 700 employees at its Oshawa plant, in addition to the 300 people losing their jobs who work for supplier companies. The union representing workers said. Ontario Premier Doug Ford said he's going to do what he can to support those facing these layoffs.
It wasn't that long ago that we were making $1 billion announcements of new workers, incremental new workers. This is what this trade war with the U.S. has meant. And that is no consolation to the people who are going to be without work tomorrow. But it is also the reason why a lot of people, including people like me, are chasing as hard as we can for other companies that could take advantage of the skill set that the Canadian auto worker community has.
We launched this truck in 2021. We hit every metric General Motors wanted to with productivity and safety and quality. Our members took these jobs thinking that they had finally a good job with a good collective bargaining agreement. And a few short years later, because of things that are out of our control under the CUSMA trade negotiations that are happening right now, we're losing our third shift, and they're sending 50,000 of our units down to Fort Wayne, Indiana, and that doesn't sit well with us.
In a statement posted online yesterday, the union said the moves come as GM shifts jobs to the U.S. Unifor added that there are huge concerns about the impact of a new deal with China, allowing 20% of the electric car market to include made-in-China electric vehicles. The federal Conservatives kick off their annual convention today, with Pierre Poilievre facing a leadership review tomorrow. The Conservative Constitution says if the leader doesn't resign after an election loss, members are required to vote on their future as head of the party. Recent polling from Nanos Research shows the Conservatives and Liberals are within a few points of each other, but when it comes to preferred Prime Minister, Poilievre is polling at just under 25%, while Prime Minister Mark Carney is just at 52.8%. Political analyst Laurie Williams says Poilievre will likely survive the review.
He's probably going to get more than 80%. It's got to be very strong showing, build sort of a foundation for momentum going forward. And from there, he can reach out to other Canadians and those who are looking with a bit of a skeptical eye. They're trying to see which leader can help them through these difficult times ahead.
Tomorrow's leadership vote is the first held by the Conservatives since 2004, when Stephen Harper captured nearly 85% support after the party's election loss that year. The newly installed commander of the Federal Immigration Enforcement in Minneapolis says there will be changes and insists agents deployed to the city will be held to professional standards.
By and large, for decades, ICE and CBP have carried out their duties with integrity, professionalism, and compassion. That remains the expectation under President Trump, and I will, hold our agents and officers to that standard.
Tom Homan also said today that federal agents will focus on targeted operations instead of broad street sweeps, and that he would reduce the number of agents deployed to the city if he received, quote, cooperation from state and local leaders. There are currently 3,000 of them there now. The Trump administration has received increasing political pressure after 2 U.S. citizens were fatally shot by federal agents. There's more news ahead, but first, here's your full weather forecast with Rick Wyman. And Rick, what do you got for us?
Well, I've got to compete with the groundhog coming up in a couple of days. It's almost Groundhog Day, Ian, so either he gets it right or I've got to get it right, but we'll see. We'll be following that very closely. Forecast radar for the weekend. A little bit of light snow this evening and overnight. Continuing cold in northeastern Ontario. The wind chill tomorrow morning, not as bad as this morning, but cold enough. Let's take a look at some of the overnight conditions. Light snow, greater Sudbury, wind chill. Not very good in Sault Ste. Marie. Timmins as well, 2 to 4 centimeters of snow. Temiskaming Shores, 2 centimeters. Wind chill minus 33 in North Bay. Meanwhile, in Moosonee, 2 to 4 centimeters. Wind chill minus 28. 2 to 4 centimeters. Caphurst, wind chill minus 30. There you go. Wind chill in Wawa, Gore Bay, and Perry Sound. Now to the numbers, and Ian, you'll like this. Sudbury Nickel Belt, here we go. A couple of centimeters for tomorrow. Wind chill minus 30 when you wake up. Saturday, Sunday, sunshine, minus 11, minus 9. Warming up, well, okay. The warm up on Sunday continues into Monday. Cloud cover minus 9. Minus 10 Tuesday and some sun and cloud Wednesday. Minus 7. I like that for, we get rid of January, get into February. You can't do anything better than that. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, wind chill tomorrow morning, minus 30. Sunny skies Saturday, Sunday, minus 10, minus 6. That's a bonus. Monday, chance of flurries. And Tuesday, sun and cloud, minus 7, minus 5 Wednesday with the cloud cover. Then there's Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing. Couple of centimeters of snow, wind chill minus 30 tomorrow morning. Saturday, sunny skies. Sunday, sun and cloud, minus 12, minus 6 on Sunday. Monday, minus 13, chance of flurries. Again, sunny skies Tuesday, minus 13, then warming up to minus 8 Wednesday with the cloud cover. How about Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, 2 centimeters of snow, wind chill minus 30 tomorrow morning. Sunny skies for a couple of days, minus 13, minus 8, warming up to minus 7 Monday with the clouds. Tuesday, Wednesday, sunny skies, minus 12 and minus 9. Bang on for your normal at this time of the year in Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, the big KL. How about North Bay and West Nipissing? Couple of centimeters of snow, wind chill minus 32 tomorrow morning. Saturday and Sunday, we've got sunny skies, minus 12 on Saturday, minus 9 Sunday, minus 5 Monday with the cloud cover. I like that. That's nice. Tuesday, some Sunshine at -10 on the cool down, -7 as it warms up again Wednesday, sunny skies, and again another -7 day come next Thursday under mainly cloudy skies. How about that pick of the day? This, ladies and gentlemen, is Ellie Mae, 10-year-old dog from Sudbury. Christian Haddow sent it in. Ellie Mae likes to frolic in the snow, as you can see. Beautiful face, very cute dog, and likes to play with the ball, get some exercise, and why not? It's the winter season. Stick around. The big send-off last night for Sudbury curler Tracy Fleury at the Sudbury Curling Club. We'll take a look at that and more coming up with Ian after the break.
These days, paying for groceries is still the #1 expense draining the pocketbooks of Canadians. New NANOS polling out today highlights just how much affordability is taking a toll. CTV's Alex Carpa has the stats and the effect it's also having on spending habits.
Hard to make decisions.
A trip to the grocery store is not an easy one for Ben Nye.
It's really expensive here.
Soaring prices at checkout are forcing him to carefully consider what meals he can afford to make.
That's not bad. $4.99.
Being currently unemployed and searching for work has made it a struggle to pay the bills.
As a consumer, we're being hit hard, and it's being difficult for us to actually be able to afford anything anymore.
Nye has even resorted to selling many of his things just to cover costs.
It's difficult trying to make ends meet.
Like Ben, many are feeling the impacts of rising grocery prices. A new survey finds that the biggest concerns around costs for Canadians is right here at the grocery store. A new NANOS research poll for CTV News finds grocery prices worry Canadians more than housing costs as inflation continues to rise. More than half of Canadians say groceries are top of mind when looking to save money this year, followed by housing at almost 25% and healthcare at nearly 10%.
It speaks to the pressure that Canadians are under and how groceries are at the top of the list, significantly ahead of things like housing and healthcare and fuel and entertainment, all those things.
But experts warn that relief may not come anytime soon.
The story on tariffs are going to continue as we're trying to renew CUMSA with a very unfortunate negotiating opponent in the United States. Could be looking at, a bad year next year as well.
Let's try this.
As prices continue to climb with no end in sight, Nye says he will do whatever it takes just to stay afloat. Alex Carpa, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Are you tired of the snow and cold? With the long gray days, many of us are already ready for spring. But there are some ways to beat the winter blues and enjoy the season. Here's CTV's Peter Sperling.
Margaret Kenny is embracing winter skiing in Gatineau Park.
It was great, especially with the sun shining. It's lovely.
For her, snow is the gift that keeps on giving, with Ottawa receiving nearly 170 centimeters since November.
This is one of the best winters we've had for a long time.
Whether it's skiing or skating down the canal.
It's a nice way to be outside.
With a beaver tail stop, of course.
Is it tasty? Yeah.
While many do embrace the season, what's fun for some, well, for others, they've just had enough.
Absolutely. I just don't like the cold anymore.
It's really cold. It's the cold. I don't mind the snow.
Certainly not ideal weather to be waiting for a bus.
It sucks. It's not fun. These are times where you wish you had a car. Cancun, Mexico.
This group of 12 family and friends getting a break.
We try to get away from the cold once a year.
But for the rest of us, no relief in sight.
I don't think there is. Maybe from the snow a bit, but certainly not from the cold.
David Phillips with Environment Canada says winter is not letting up.
You're only a week beyond what we call the dead of winter, the halfway point. So there's still a lot of winter to go. I think that typically what you see in February, March, and April is about 48% of your annual snowfall is yet to come.
So, while parts of winter can be a pain, the season sure can be beautiful.
I mean, look at the trees. They're just gorgeous. They've got the snow on them. It's like a postcard. We're lucky, right?
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
The closure of the emergency department in Thessalon is being extended. The ED was closed today and will remain closed tomorrow. It's expected to reopen Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Blind River, Richards Landing, and Sioux Area Hospital will remain open and still taking emergencies. Buying a new vehicle these days is expensive, which is why you want to make yours last as long as you can. A CTV viewer just set an impressive milestone with his van, which has now topped more than 1 million kilometers. CTV's Pat Foran has details.
Marco Intihar of Claremont owns a 2000 Toyota Sienna van. It's been in the family since new and is affectionately known as Betsy. He recently videoed the odometer as it clicked over to 999,999 kilometers, which is the most it can record.
99999 has been achieved. Woo! Let's hear it for Betsy.
For Intihar, it was a family goal to hit the million mark.
It's unreal. It really is. I think when you do some research, how many vehicles have actually gotten to 1 million kilometers, that aren't big semis or whatever, it's just astounding. Starts up every time first day.
We first met Intihar 4 years ago when his van had just clicked over to 930,000 kilometers.
Bam! Love it. Transmission level looks good.
He says his father believed in following the maintenance schedule closely, especially oil changes.
You just got to give her the love. Don't go past your oil changes.
Another reason we did the story, it's still on its first drivetrain.
It has the original engine and transmission.
Intihar says his parents put on most of the 1 million kilometers driving to polka festivals all over North America.
They would take lots of trips down south, Florida, wherever there was a polka festival, they would go.
To get this kind of mileage, Consumer Reports says start with a reliable vehicle and keep it well maintained.
Routine maintenance is definitely key to longevity. It costs some time in the shop and money for those maintenance items, but it's generally money and time well spent.
Your best bet, follow your owner's manual.
All the fluid changes matter, all the filter changes matter, and it does add up, but it is cheaper than repairs down the line.
As for Intihar, he says his father would be proud to know Betsy made it to 1 million kilometers.
It was just my dad's dream to get to 1 million, and it's done. So I think we're going to gracefully put her out to pasture. Toyota should be proud. That's a pretty impressive thing to have accomplished.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
For more than 30 years, the Sisters of the Holy Rock have been spreading their music throughout Manitoba to raise money for local organizations. But as CTV's Danton Unger reports, the choir is now at risk of singing its swan song.
This group of nuns really knows how to rock out. They're known as the Sisters of the Holy Rock, a group of singing nuns that have raised nearly $4 million for charities in their 3 decades of performances.
None of us are nuns. Some of us are Catholic, but none of us are nuns.
While they may not be real nuns, what unites this group is their love for music.
When you see the group performing, you can just see the joy on everyone's face and the wonderful time we have together.
It started 33 years ago with a church choir director, affectionately known as the Reverend Mother Carol Whoopi Stone. Inspired by Whoopi Goldberg's movie Sister Act, Stone got her own group together, donning the traditional black and white habits, and took the stage. They were a holy hit. Mamma mia, here I go again. Ever since, these fun-loving righteous rockers have been delighting audiences with everything from the Beatles to the Beach Boys, complete with choreography. It must come to an end. But now the sisters face an uncertain future. 3 years ago, Stone passed away, and now the choir is looking for a new Reverend Mother to carry on her legacy.
Our director and founder, Carol Stone, was a very spiritual person, and I feel like God is still leading this group through Carol, and if it's meant to be, the right person will come to us.
But without someone stepping forward soon, the group fears it may be curtains for their so-called Sisters Act.
Will at best have to take a hiatus and at worst disband.
So for now, these nuns are left hoping and praying someone will take up this hallowed calling, allowing this music to continue for years to come. Danton Unger, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Still ahead on CTV News at 6. Sudburyans gather for an Olympic-sized send-off as one of their own gets set to compete at the Winter Olympics.
Clothing provided by Laura, Melanie Lynn.
A charity hockey game on Friday in Sudbury is going to pit firefighters against police officers. It's called Fire and Ice in support of Northern Ontario families of children with cancer. And to talk more about the game, let's bring in firefighter Jim Caruso and Constable Matt Lecavalier. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So tell us about this game.
Just a couple years back, Caitlin Dunn and I just decided that we should bring it back. It was gone for about a decade, but they were previously, the firefighters and police officers had been doing a charity game for a long time, so we thought it was time to bring it back and sort of support our local community the best we could.
And Matt, this is taking place at the Sudbury Arena. How many fans are you expecting?
A lot, hopefully. It's a great cause, and the more the merrier, so looking forward to having everybody out there.
So we have a game pitting firefighters against police officers. Tell us a little bit about the rules of the game. Is there body contact, slap shots allowed? You know, what do you expect?
Rules are out the window. No, it's going to be a good game. It's physical but not violent, so it'll be fast-paced. It'll be fun. We're not contact, but it should still be a lot of fun. You know, pretty quick.
Matt, why did you get involved? Do you play hockey?
I do play hockey. I've played hockey my whole life, and kind of like what Jim said, it's just a great way to give back to the community for an awesome cause, and get to play the sport I love in the meantime as well. So it's kind of a win-win.
What about you, Jim?
I've been playing my whole life too.
Oh, nice. So do you expect any chirping, any trash talking on the ice? Because both of you are first responders. Do you expect that to happen on the ice?
Yeah, I think so. I think we obviously respect each other a lot off the ice and what we do in serving our community. But once the puck drops, we're obviously both in competitive fields and competitive individuals, so there will be some chirping, but at the end of the day, we do keep in mind what the bigger cause is, but that keeps it fun too at the same time, I think. How serious do you think this game is going to be? Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to bragging rights, right? You get to wear the belt or carry the trophy. Exactly. I just would say I'm not too sure Jim or the firefighters know what that's all about, since they haven't won the last 2 years, but that's definitely what it's about, yeah.
So what do you need to do to win this game then, Jim? Any sense?
Well, if you can smell the jersey, we've been working really hard, playing a lot of games, and we got to come out hot, set the tone.
Oh, you two guys are great. Thanks very much for your time, and best of luck on the ice, and don't get hurt.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was firefighter Jim Caruso and Constable Matt Lecavalier. And to learn more about the game and to get tickets, don't forget, head to downtownsudbury.com.
In the OHL, all three Northern teams are on the road tonight. The Sudbury Wolves are in Peterborough to take on the Petes, while the North Bay Battalion are deep in the Western Conference playing the Windsor Spitfires tonight. Both those games are 7:05 starts, and we'll find out whose bark and whose bite were bigger as the Niagara Ice Dogs and Sioux Greyhounds face off. That game gets underway at 7 p.m. And just one game in the NOJHL tonight. The Espanola Paper Kings are in Sudbury to face off against the Cubs. Game time is 7:10 at Countryside Arena. We're just a little more than a week away from the start of the Winter Olympics, and last night Sudburyans packed the Sudbury Curling Club to send one of their own, one of the city's Olympians, off in style. Tracy Fleury will be competing as part of Team Homan as she gets set to curl for Canada. Well-wishers were invited to show their Sudbury pride, some even signing a Canada flag for her to take to Italy. Fleury tells CTV News she is looking forward to once again returning to the world stage.
We've had a great couple years as a team, had the opportunity to win a couple world championships, but the Olympics was always a big goal of ours when we formed this team. So at the Olympic trials in November, we really wanted to do well there, and we worked really hard leading up and came out with the win there. And yeah, we're just so grateful and excited for this opportunity to represent Canada.
Fleury and the team fly out on Tuesday, and of course we are all wishing her well. Love seeing those local athletes and that impact on the TV. Go Canada, go. More money for the ever-growing film and television industry is coming to North Bay and surrounding area to keep the so-called Hollywood of the North busy in 2026. CTV's Eric Tashner reports.
The center of the film industry here in Northern Ontario.
From the cameras to the props to the editing, it's quiet on the set when the cameras are rolling.
I've been here for about 6 years. We average about 5 films a year.
A booming TV and film industry in the Nipissing district just keeps on rolling. $8 million in new funding through the Northern Ontario Heritage Fund will support 10 film and television projects to be shot in and around North Bay.
It's transforming the economies in North Bay and Sudbury especially, and it helps provide an identity for Northern Ontario.
Of that money, Kelly Martin Productions is getting $500,000 to produce its next project, a made-for-TV film.
We are so fortunate in North Bay to have local talent. They are such skilled individuals here that don't get enough credit.
Often dubbed Hollywood North, the industry in the region has employed hundreds of people directly and indirectly, from the set designers and builders to the behind-the-scenes crew and those in front of the camera.
It's been a life-changing experience. It's been like the greatest opportunity I've ever had in my career.
$60 million has invested in film in Nipissing since 2018, and all that has generated almost $1 billion.
And while the broadcasting companies are keeping a watchful eye on the tariff threats on foreign-made films going to the U.S., which will stifle opportunity
for buyers to come in and produce stuff with us, just given the nature of the situation. But I think the biggest thing is it helps fill funding gaps that broadcasters otherwise aren't filling right now.
There's a hope at the same time that continued interest and focused investment in the North will boost the need for motion picture talent. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
Entertainment news now. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
That treadmill has not ceased for me.
Jason Sudeikis is back on the Ted Lasso treadmill. Apple TV says season 4 of the popular series will debut this summer. A half-dozen familiar faces will be joined by a flock of new characters as Ted returns to Richmond to coach a women's football team.
Instacart lets you choose your bananas. Get 'em just how you like.
Instacart promotes its preference picker in its new Super Bowl ad with a back-flipping Benson Boone and Ben Stiller as his retro Euro disco pop duo partner who's determined not to be outshined. You'll see if he's okay on Super Sunday.
What's a booster? Somebody that steals clothes from a store and sell it at a discount price? It's like community service.
Keke Palmer leads a squad of shoplifters targeting a fashion maven played by Demi Moore in I Love Boosters. The first teaser just dropped for the new movie from Sorry to Bother You filmmaker Boots Riley. I Love Boosters opens in theaters May 22nd. Always fashion forward in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Canada Post and the union representing its workers have finalized tentative agreements, which will now go to ratification votes. The Crown Corporation says the agreements for rural and urban mail carriers include wage increases, enhanced benefits, and a weekend parcel delivery model. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers will now take the deals to its members for votes. If ratified, both agreements would be in effect until the end of January 2029. There's a dramatic change in how much Canada imported versus how much it exported late last year. BNN Bloomberg's Marella Fernandez has that.
Canada's trade deficit widened to $2.2 billion last November. It was under $400 million in October. Total exports were down 2.8%, with a big drop-off of unwrought gold shipments to the UK, the US, and Hong Kong. Exports of vehicles and parts also dropped, reaching their lowest level in 3 years. A shortage of semiconductors is impacting vehicle production in Canada. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 74.09. West Texas Intermediate is up over $2 to 65.30. Western Canadian Select up almost $1.50 to 48.56. And the TSX lost 159 points today, but is still above 33,000. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
And here are the current prices for some key commodities we watch. Gold is down $34.41 to end the day at $53.8329. Silver $136 dropped to a $115.50. There we are. Copper is up 51 cents to end the day at $6.41, and nickel up just a penny. It closes the day at $8.32. Rick is back now for one last look at the weather.
Ian, sometimes that technology jams up because of the cold. Cold night, cold overnight. Let's take a look and see what's happening for tomorrow. In Greater Sudbury, -15, a few centimeters of snow, -13 in Timmins, 2 centimeters. Light snow in the Sault at -12 for tomorrow. North Bay, -14, 2 centimeters. Wind chill, -36 in Parry Sound. -14 for tomorrow, -15 to Temiskaming Shores, 2 centimeters. That -36, by the way, the morning. It is going to be the morning wind chill, so Parry Sound, get ready for that and more. Ian?
It jammed, it wasn't me. Thanks, Rick. Well, finally tonight, the excitement over Crave's hit show Heated Rivalry does not seem to be fading, and now fans' calls to release the fleece have been answered. One of the main characters, Shane Hollander, wore this jacket in the show while he was playing for Team Canada in the Olympics. Since then, people have been wondering where to get it and even making their own version. The show's production company is teaming up with the Toronto-based Province of Canada, which will produce and sell the jacket. That's a sharp-looking fleece. I think I may have to get one myself. That's our newscast this Thursday evening with me here. Amanda Hicks has your late-night newscast. Make sure you tune in until then. Thanks so much for watching, as always, and stay warm. Good night.